Charles, we are living in an Eric Adams material world, and Nikki Haley is becoming an immaterial girl.
Incredible.
Although I'm not a biologist.
The meltdown for Haley. That's why criticism is so valuable. You have to learn from your criticism if you want to advance. To basically, as she did, try to copy the Trump formula with an American flag draped dais, and then she comes up front and starts talking. And there's several differences. First, what she was talking, made Hillary Clinton look smart.
That's what I mean. She's so unqualified.
We need to move forward, not backward. Oh, really? That's a novel idea. Where'd you come up with that
So
one?
innovative.
And it was a shit show, soup to nuts. But beyond that, there was no crowd.
Yeah. You could tell by the applause or lack thereof. I don't know if you realize this, Charles, but a thneed is something that everyone needs.
Yeah. I have 6 of them. But this is preposterous. It is an improvement from when I looked at buying an apartment in that building over there.
What is an improvement?
This park long ago was just nothing.
Yeah,
it was
desolate, dirt.
The trees were dead, and some of the trees were dead, and it was filled with garbage and heroin addicts. And
now they've commissioned the Lorax.
Yeah, but this is the kind of thing you do when you have so much money that you
Right.
don't understand how to spend it. It's like I got boatloads of cash coming in every second. I got to do something with it. Let's hire this artist.
Well, you could put it on prepaid credit cards and give it out to criminals, $10,000 at a time.
Right. That's how we solve. The ideas that are coming. That's no.
Oh God, I thought that was like a fat chicken.
That's not. Maybe we should stop at the atomic.
Well, it's spotted like a chicken. It's some dirty snow.
Yeah. So, the ideas that are coming out of these social justice warriors and these fucking morons in the public sector, one is stupider than the next.
Yeah.
We have these conceits that we are a rich country and there's no price tag we won't pay to pursue another idiotic initiative. This Benjamin Crump, who should be in jail.
Oh, legalize crime?
Yeah, the way to solve crime is to just legalize it.
You don't think that's a good idea?
Brilliant. GrowNewYorkCity.org. It's pretty cold.
What is he going to grow, weed?
I don't know.
What are you growing?
Compost.
Compost.
We're making compost.
Where are your raw ingredients coming from?
The community.
Uh-huh.
Everyone who brings food.
And this is a 501c3 company?
Yes.
And then what? Plant stuff?
Plants, organic matter. We just don't take meat, grease.
But what do you do with the compost? Plant stuff?
We take it to one of our processors and it gets turned into compost, and then we give it back to the community. We give away free compost twice a year.
Okay, and is it a New York nonprofit, or
Yes.
is it organized in New York?
Yes.
So if I go on to New York Secretary of State and Attorney General, I'm going to see this?
I'm not sure if you're going to see it there.
Well, I better if you're raising money, because if it's not there,
We're actually defunded by the city.
You're what?
We're defunded.
Right,
They
but
they did not want to fund us. We received an anonymous donation to keep us afloat until
So wait a
summer
minute.
this year.
The New York City does not want to fund this, but they're giving out $2.5 billion to illegal immigrants.
Wow.
That's smart.
Good point.
Part of what was intended, but just so you know, I don't know if you can post this. I'm not really allowed to speak on behalf of the company.
No,
so
we're not.
if
We're
this
just.
is for personal use,
No problem.
perfectly fine.
We do our own work, and we'll look into this actually this
Please
afternoon.
do. That will help
Thanks.
us
Stay
a lot.
warm.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
too.
Bye.
Thanks.
What do we need compost for?
To deposit it at Mayor Adams' house. But so this is, we've had a series of kangaroo court decisions.
Yeah.
And so we're walking over to this court building here.
So this is like the Supreme Court or something. I think
We'll
this
see
is
in a
where you
second.
go for appeals.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I am not a lawyer, and I know you're not a lawyer either, but that doesn't mean you can't read the law and think about it.
Right.
And this guy Engeron, there's a lot of stuff coming out in the last 24 hours on him, allegations about him of
Oh, really?
improper behavior. I don't know if they're true or not true, but
Well, unconstitutional excessive fine is what they're saying, and that makes a lot of sense.
well, it does make a lot of sense. I mean, on the face of it, has there ever been a fine this big against a private organization.
Well, for like pharmaceutical companies, but when people are injured and they get paid that
no.
money.
Private, I'm talking about private, small companies. Go right through the light, sir. Fucking idiot. Listen.
All of them. But give that guy a credit card with $10,000.
Why not? Only 10?
Then he won't need to ride the bike.
Yeah, that's why the description of this place is over. This is the appellate division of the New York Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Here's
somehow
appeals
knew
in
that.
civil and criminal cases from New York and Bronx County.
Hey, James Brown.
Lord.
Yeah. You gotta kiss myself. He's the hardest working
landmark.
man in the court construction business.
That's right. That's right. I just actually was fed a video of Eddie Murphy introducing James Brown and imitating. He was really good.
Yeah, and they come out and put the blanket on him.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah.
So anyway, here we are in Blighted, New York. I've been asked to go on a few programs tomorrow, and I made the comment to one of the producers. I said, they asked me where I was, and I said, I'm here in Blighted, New York. Why Blighted? Well, look around you.
Yeah.
You know, the place is filthy. Businesses are rushing for the door. Individuals are rushing for the door.
Yeah.
They're pushing through the door. They may not even be taking the door with them. There's garbage everywhere, graffiti everywhere, criminals everywhere. There's now an illegal migrant economy of, you see these people with coolers on carts distributing food, and it's the same, short women. And I've seen
Construction workers buying it at lunch.
It's probably much cheaper than a traditional meal because they're not paying taxes or collecting sales taxes or whatever.
They don't have a restaurant to cook it in.
There's no inspection. There's no rent, and it's enriching. Whoever's behind it is big time behind it because it's all the same kind of cooler, the same kind of cart.
I've seen them getting dropped off
Me
from
too.
a van
We
with
don't have
multiple people in it.
Let's see if there's one down here. It could well be. And so we've got rampant crime. We've got a tax base that is gone and is decreasing rapidly. Interestingly, a study came out. Everyone on the left decries the Trump tax cuts as responsible for the deficit, but the Trump tax cuts caused tax revenue to increase by a third. And the reason we have deficits is that fucking numbskull in the White House, or barely in the White House, has increased spending like 55%. So from a place
off oil, right?
Well, from a place where you had a deficit to begin with. So I mean, you really want at this stage. I basically, if I were running a major network, I would run cartoons during the press conference of Joe Biden. Right? There's
Looney Tunes.
Family Guy is pretty funny. Family Guy. Stewie.
Charles, we should also talk about, speaking of the failing economy, that's the future of garbage over there. Park it between two motorcycles. But a lot of people are asking me about this truck ban, the boycott from truckers. And so you and I, just before the show, we went over to Whole Foods and took a look. Let's show people.
Sure. $41 a pound.
So that was the meat section, looking pretty full.
So I don't know, Charles, maybe this section a little bit affected by lack of trucks.
Oh, that big whitefish. Yeah.
I don't know.
So I don't know. It's not yet clear if the truck boycott is having an immediate impact, but it's only been a couple days. Isn't that McDonald's? Is that out of business?
Right there.
Oh yeah. But that was Wendy's Arbys. That was Arbys that's out of business. Oh, what a surprise. People don't want to eat fucking Arbys.
Fake meat. Well, speaking of that, now that I think of fake meat, I haven't seen the same push for fake meat.
Something happened with it where they found out it was bad and
right?
They're suing them or something.
So something Bill Gates was promoting is bad? There's a shock.
It's just obviously, nothing like that is good for you, I don't think. Any kind of fake.
But Sticky's chicken fingers, that's got to be good for you. Do you think they share the grease pool communally between these different places?
Maybe you could run a car from it. I had a friend in LA who had a diesel a biodiesel car, and he used to go to restaurants and get the cooking oil and somehow could run the car from that.
I mean, look at all these bike messengers. They're not going to be on any basketball team. And
No, this is all the.
This is what remains of Arbys. Now, in fairness, 43 years ago, this was dead. This whole block was absolutely dead. Now, I'm surprised this isn't open.
Pizza?
The pizza place, yeah.
It looks like it's coming in.
I made the mistake of having pizza in there. This guy does not look like he's a...
TikTok! The TikTok!
No.
YouTube!
No.
What is it?
Real life.
That's the future of garbage. That guy's.
No, that's Eric Adams. That's Joe Biden trusts Hunter Biden first, and that guy second.
That's smartest guys. Okay,
Second.
so Hunter Biden, we've unraveled the mystery, Charles. There's no cocaine. It's just sawdust.
Sure. Yeah. That's
And
the
James
ticket.
Comer has been completely fooled by Russians.
No, this is Abby Lowell. I think is an example of somebody who has persevered for just to make a point. Right? It doesn't. There may be no evidence behind his assertions, but he's going to make a point strenuously, and he gets paid a shit ton of money. I think
Oh, yeah.
And so he gets away with it. That's another exhibit in the long list of exhibits that our legal system is completely out of control. Get more garbage over there. The building I use. I was the first tenant in that building.
Which?
And here we have a nice gentleman.
Wow.
Obviously, Bidenomics is working.
I don't understand. If he's got $10,000 to give out to people who are, that guy could be a veteran. Why don't you give him $10,000?
It's just a preposterous thing. $10,000 is an enormous amount of money to give to anybody,
Right.
let alone, and the notion that we are a country that's going to give this kind of money away to criminals, people
It's crazy.
who did not come into our country lawfully. And everybody associated with this project needs to be investigated if Trump wins and if conservatives gain control of the House and Senate. Everybody doing this bullshit needs to be investigated.
Fired, incarcerated.
Right, and I don't know. It's
Get the fucking thing off the sidewalk, you asshole. He's about to crash into the. That was a Chinese guy. So Laura is in Darien Gap, and she's seeing all kinds.
They have a gap in Darien?
I guess. She's seeing all kinds of Chinese and African, all men,
Right.
20s, 30s.
How does she know that? Is she a biologist?
Well, she's a biologist now, yeah.
Have you ever been in this place?
It's disgusting. I've seen rats in there.
Really?
This used to be my supermarket when I lived in 254 Park.
Huh. You've seen rats in there?
And you know, people hear, oh, you live on Park Avenue. That
No,
must
this
be
is
fancy.
Park Avenue South. Yeah,
Exactly.
Feel free just to walk into anybody on the street because you're that important. Amazing. This is the El Salvador Avenue? What is this? This is the
Guatemala.
Yeah.
So this could be like the MS-13 spot. That guy, luckily, is covering his face. Definitely not MS-13.
Yeah, well, let's not mix it up with them. But
That's all criminals right there, Charles. You just go over there and be like, who here is MS-13? Come with us.
that would be too simple. Boy, this Morton Williams wine is much bigger than it used to be. It's expanding here and over here.
Migrants got a drink, Charles.
Trust is
Trump
not-
coined a new phrase in his town hall with Laura Ingraham.
What's that?
Migrant crime. And he's
right.
right. He said there's violent crime, and there's financial crime, and there's migrant crime.
Right. And again, it's the people promoting this, think it's just fun to tear down the country, but eventually, one or more of these people, sadly, is going to be grievously injured
Yes.
by these criminals who come in here, whether they or their families. And you can't. It's so out of balance. Let's say we have 335 million people. I don't know how many we have, but let's say it's 335. There are 8 billion on the planet. And as Putin coined the phrase, or somebody coined the phrase, golden billion.
Yeah.
And he's right about that.
What is he talking about when he says
The
that?
top eighth of the world lives one way, and everybody else lives another way.
I thought he was talking about America and Joe Biden and all his friends.
No, I think he's talking about it. He's making a play for more support globally. And he's smart because, the investment, in quotes, that has been made, this is out too, whatever this was.
This was my old apartment building.
Really?
It's been totally renovated to be a fancy thing. So this was a deli forever. That's where I met Julia Roberts.
What the address you looking for?
What?
What the address you looking for?
We're not looking for anything.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for asking. Yeah.
What did he even say?
He said, "What the address you looking for?" You don't speak that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy didn't work there when I
PhD
lived
from
there.
Harvard. That guy.
I know.
This
There's a
used
lot
to be
of-
a nice place, Barbunia.
That was an excellent restaurant. I haven't been in there in a long, long time, but I've had many delicious meals inside
Brunches
there.
there. I've had.
They have great seafood too. It's like a Mediterranean.
Yeah. It's a very nice ambiance.
It's
To
really
use a
nice.
pompous phrase. So, yeah, I mean, the inmates have long ago been put in charge of this asylum, and we see what happens. There's a graffiti over there.
Yeah.
And what people don't seem to understand is that the shrewd people with capital can put their capital anywhere now, not just on Earth. You can
Put it in
deploy
space.
Yeah, and
How long until Elon Musk starts selling real estate on Mars?
there'd be a long list of people trying to get in. I want to be the first in his condo, but
I'm not going.
Me either. You can go.
I'm not going to
Remember
Mars.
Space Force? You can go.
Yeah. I'll go to Mars when it's $99 round trip.
Right. There's this douchebag trying to crash into us in the car.
But what you're talking about, Charles, I saw some big real estate guy, well, not big, but some TV real estate guy said he's canceling all of his New York
Right.
deals, not doing any more business in New York. He announced that New York is unsafe.
Grant Cardone.
Yeah, right, and unsafe to do business in.
He's right. He's
He
absolutely
is right.
And people, the small group of people that operate in that level, they all talk to one another.
Right.
And you don't want to be doing something that's obviously stupid in the private sector. That's how you get elected in the public sector, but not in the private. And New York right now, not just simply because I'm leaving, but New York is unpleasant
Of course it is, and
You know,
Titty
and-
James is making it worse.
and fucking expensive. And the nerve of that, I'll call her what I think she is, a bitch. You know, going out there and they announced the decision on Friday and he doesn't pay up, I'm going to seize one of his buildings. Well, how about paying your own bills?
Exactly. I hate her. She's got to be put in jail. She represents the absolute, like, she thinks she owns the courts,
Right.
owns the law. Also, that fucking asshole Norm Eisen,
Right.
he's like, oh, Jack Smith is going to tell Judge Cannon this and that.
Right.
Jack Smith
Belongs in jail.
needs to be kicked out of this country,
Well, he
yeah,
was
or put
illegally
in jail.
appointed.
Of course.
Right. You know, I did see a video. Well, my brother sent me a video where somebody was talking. On behalf of Russia, somebody was talking about how I guess there are people, not Russia. There was a press conference involving the president of, I think.
Whoa!
Careful. Of El Salvador. Nice. That's always been there. Another one here.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about that dome on the teapot.
I know nothing about it.
Isn't that the teapot dome?
No.
Oh,
No.
anyway.
This was a press conference by this very young guy. I think he's president of either El Salvador or Guatemala.
Oh, right. He just won again.
Did he win? Let's
Yeah,
go this way.
re-elected.
Mindful of the time. Look, this is all empty. This is Union Square,
Yeah.
prime real estate.
This used to be a fancy haberdashery.
This does seem pretty light for trucks here,
Well, that's
These
the
are-
farmer's market.
but these are principally New York-based trucks.
But
There
I
are-
think the farmers own those trucks.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying. You see, it's light. But anyway, the El Salvador guy was taking shit from some English reporter who somebody had been improperly imprisoned, and he made the point. He said, "Look, how many?"
January 6th?
Well, he said, "How many people do you arrest who are not guilty?" And the answer to that question in America
A
is
lot.
no. Is 100%,
Oh.
because in America you are innocent until proven
That's
guilty.
true.
And that is a major league distinction in theory that sets this country apart from others. It is incumbent upon the government
Right.
to prove to the appropriate standard by a preponderance of evidence, if it's one lower, or by
Or beyond a
all
doubt.
reasonable doubt. But you are innocent, and you are presumed to be innocent, even if you maybe admitted you did it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, because you're I mean, depending on whether you were shown your rights. or read your rights. And I was shocked actually that there wasn't more blowback against that. I mean, this idea that just because you're arrested, you're guilty, that's not fair.
But people love that. The
Well,
press.
but how easy is it we see to go in and raid Mar-a-Lago,
Right.
right? But let Joe Biden
Oh, yeah.
have the preposterous defense that, or get off on the preposterous premise that, well, a jury in, I guess, D.C. will be sympathetic. I mean, that's a ridiculous argument.
But
Fucking-
also, since when are you in charge of deciding what the jury is going to say? Why do we even have juries if Robert Hur knows what they're going to say?
Right. Well, it's just, I would guess it's the part of the normal process. You've got a lot of different cases that you could proceed with. And
Well,
you gotta
it
think
speaks to the discretion part where
right.
they have
It's a
too much.
gross
and
abuse of discretion.
They abuse it.
Shall we go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, let's check out what's going on Fifth Avenue.
Fit Avenue?
I think you would
Yep.
be surprised.
You got to learn how to pronounce things properly there, Jason.
No, it's Bomic.
By the way, this deli here is, I guess, under new management. But it used to
Barry's
have,
Bodega.
it used to have pretty good sandwiches, reasonably priced. I don't know what's up with it now. And flowers, I've noticed, are very expensive. Fortunately, I'm not in the flower procurement industry at the moment.
Smells nice.
Yeah, but would you pay $40 for a bunch of those
If I was
flowers?
going on a date or something, I would. Oh, what's on fire here?
Who's on first?
This is the buildings unit.
Oh yeah, well the buildings unit, I believe the fire department was raided by the FBI.
Now, what was that about? You
Because
mentioned something.
inspections. So if you've got a project going up and you want to have the possibilities of corruption are mammoth because these projects are expensive, and if they get stopped, it costs the developer a lot of money, paying interest on the construction loan. So a crooked inspector can make a nice living. Now this is interesting.
Flowers.
Yeah, but why so many flowers?
Looks like she's delivering them to an event or something. Charles, I heard but have been unable to confirm that Trump has secured the $355 million or whatever it is that he needs to.
Plus another 100 he needs.
But I was looking around for confirmation of that and couldn't really find it. What do we know about that?
I don't know anything, but it'll be interesting to see what does happen. Oh man, you
What the
gotta be
fuck
kidding.
is this asshole doing?
Yeah, but he may have a knife, Jason. He may have a knife, Jason.
What are you doing?
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. There's a policeman right there, Jason.
Get this fucking guy off the sidewalk!
The guy could.
He's not getting anywhere near us.
Let's just get to the other. Let's get away from him.
They're becoming bolder, Charles,
I know, because of what happened. I mean, a bunch of them went in.
because they're ready to beat up the cops.
And
Eric
you.
Adams is a fucking idiot who needs
Well,
to
if
be
he
put
comes
in
at us
jail
at high
today.
speed and hits you,
He's not
here's
gonna
another
do that.
homeless person.
I got my eyes on him.
Yeah, welcome to New York. This is a garbage-adjacent condo here.
So we heard that the city council is calling for an investigation of this $53 million payment to some ghetto credit card processing company that nobody ever heard of before. That people are outraged that what's been reported is that $53 million will be given out.
That's far
But
more
that's
than
not
that.
true. $53 million is just the fee to the corrupt credit card processor. There's something like $2 billion slated
It's
to be
ridiculous.
given.
It's got to stop yesterday. And
Criminals like that on the bicycle.
Right. Well, they're everywhere. The
They're just
same
handing out $10,000?
It's crazy.
What's $2 billion divided by the 8 million people living in New York City?
I don't
And
know.
why not give that money out?
No. It's just the basic notion that you could do this as an initiative. It's the Adams
crazy.
Idiotic Initiative Program. Every morning I wax my head, and the wax does not have any harmful
Dumb ideas
chemicals.
come out.
And these fantastic visions of sugar plums dance all over me. I mean, it's just you want to take this idiot and say, you are the future of garbage. You are
He
garbage.
is the president of God. I'm sensitive to and agree with your approach to not interact with these guys, but that guy just steered his bicycle toward us.
I know, but my attitude is get away from him, because in an instant, that guy could take a knife out and you're
I
dead.
understand. I got a reach advantage, and
I
he
don't
was
know how to use this
far.
Thing, so I wouldn't be able to finish the broadcast.
That's true. You just pick it up and record me getting stabbed.
He's dead, but we'll keep going. The show must go
I would
on.
take the knife from him and shove it up his ass.
I don't know. Some of these guys are hardened criminals.
And that guy was a midget on a bike.
Yeah, with a knife, sharp knife, you don't have one.
We have to get these guys out of New York City.
Get
So
out of here.
Trump was asked, how will he do that? And he said he's going to rely on local law enforcement. And he said they know who these people are. And I mean,
And to the extent they require assistance, he'll provide it.
but who could just come in and say, Alvin Bragg, you're fired? You
don't know, I
what's
think-
her name? You're fired. Letitia James.
Another thing that was interesting that he said, and I've been pushing through my
Charles,
friends.
this is Fifth Avenue.
Yeah? What about it?
Closed.
No. Yeah. Yeah. So I've been trying to push on the people I know who are close to Trump to get him to put New York in play. And he announced on that show you were talking about, he's going to do a rally in the South Bronx. He's going to do one in Queens.
Really?
And he's going to rent out Madison Square Garden. He's going to try to
Is
do
that true?
That's what, yeah. And it's absolutely the right thing to do. And why? First of all,
We got to go to that.
Absolutely, and he raises money. Well, if I'm here, he raises money asymmetrically. He doesn't go, and he spends money asymmetrically. He doesn't need to take out ads on ABC, CBS, and NBC because the likelihood anyone watching that shit is going to vote for him is minuscule. So whereas the Democrats, if he starts contesting states that they believe are safe, then the cost of the Democrat campaign soars. And I actually think every day from now to the election, assuming Trump's on top of the Republican ticket, every day there's going to be more outrage, more negativity, and you cannot blame the last 4 years on Trump successfully. You cannot do that.
I agree.
Let's walk past the Eisenberg sandwich space.
That's out also.
Well, I think it might be back in.
Oh, maybe you're right. It was closed the last time I walked by.
That was a sandwich. Look, we can't even stand it. It's wet there, so.
It's dripping. We should also tell people, Charles, that we are doing another hybrid show today, which is good. People get to enjoy the outdoor interaction with Maniacs, and we'll also have an in-depth in-studio follow-up right after this. People are going to be able to watch that on odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth, crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com, and subscribestar.com, and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. People have been really enjoying the Web of Deception series, Charles.
Good.
And we have the newest episode last Friday. People can still see it by becoming sponsors.
Is this Kamala Harris's store? Hookah?
That's Fannie Willis's new operation.
And yeah, this is a place to eat since 1928.
Well, see, now it says S&P. Yeah, they changed. It's not Eisenberg's anymore. Eisenberg went out of business, and now it's S&P.
I think it was his kids.
Go in there and tell them you want 500.
500 what?
I don't know, S&P 500.
Oh.
How did you miss that joke?
Badoom.
Now, that's a deli. That used to be a camera store.
And this is out, and this is out,
Yeah.
and that's out. This is
Stoops.
Bidenomics at work. And then we have Garbage, the president of Garbage right here.
Stoops might also be Fannie Willis's new operation. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Everything, and even if we walked further along Fifth Avenue, more stuff is out of business.
Well, I promised I'd give a brief bum report. You know, that's,
Yeah,
that's
right.
an important segment. And I got on the subway to come up here, and I look as the subway comes in, and I just couldn't believe what I saw. In the front car, there was a bum on the bench, passed out, taking up like 4 seats, just dead to the world. You know, and here we have, the bicycle industry must be booming.
Yeah, it's owned by the Chinese.
We have bike messengers
E-bike.
everywhere.
Fly e-bike.
And
I told a police officer that there was an e-bike store run by 2 Chinese guys. When I asked
and
them,
he said, "Can I get in on that?"
No, he said, oh, that's racist. I said, how is it
What?
racist? I'm describing the suspects to you. They're Chinese.
Nationalists. It's not.
They couldn't speak English. Everything was written in Chinese.
Right.
They didn't have any answers for, who owns this store, who you selling this crap to.
This is going to do huge.
I like carrots.
To have a store dedicated to carrots?
I think it's just a health food store.
Come on.
You got places
Ridiculous.
dedicated to cookies.
That's different. It has
Carrots
sugar in it.
deserve the...
If Bugs Bunny's the mascot.
They probably can't afford that.
Wendy's.
Yeah, that's pretty
Fine
new.
food.
That's relatively new that's come in.
We're going. What are we going to have next? Horse-drawn carriages? That's very sustainable.
The e-bikes.
I do want to look into that city. What was it called? City org or something?
Oh,
Compost.org?
I don't know. We'll have to check the video. I forgot.
But here's your favorite store, Jason.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
It's okay. I like Home Depot.
I know.
I bought my sink at Home Depot.
Did you? I went in here trying to buy shelves.
I don't know that it's good for that.
Horrible. Plastic shelves.
No. It's. I mean, if you need shelves in the garage, they got those wire shelves. I bought a
those
lot
are
of
good,
those
yeah.
there.
See, you got twins or little babies, and you got bikes.
Right. And then this gigantic.
this
Joe
guy's
Biden has put his EV mandate in reverse, Charles. And Trump was talking about that too. He agrees with me. He prefers a hybrid car.
Right. Well, I saw this. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, what's this? Is full floor office suites, a new building, or is
What? This?
full floor office suites?
No, that was a computer store previously, or that might have been a pet store, and then the pet store moved.
Yeah,
I
this
think.
is typically in a booming economy. There's little space.
Oh
available.
wow! Is Outburst Steakhouse out of business?
It's out of business.
It is.
Outofbusiness.com.
I'm not surprised. That place sucks. But then again,
Outback.
it was full.
Yeah.
It's closed. Outback Steakhouse.
The whole chain or just that store?
I don't know, but just that one
And wasn't there an Olive Garden around here too?
around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, in a city that's doing well, you can't find space easily. And here, even Joe Biden could find office space if he wanted to. The Masons have something they could rent out, but they're not renting it out. And next to that, the storehouse is gone.
Is it the bar?
I don't know, it's gone.
No, that's the way it always looks. That's a 2-story bar.
We have moved.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
To Jay.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Jay Kinahan's, wherever that is.
Whoa, that sounds like they closed.
757 6th Avenue.
That's just saying, hey, we're closed, but if you want booze, go to Jay Kinahan's.
I mean, like there's no other bars in Manhattan. This is not.
but I mean, that's not so good for bars to close, Charles.
Is that the a fashion show model?
Oh my
The
God.
ass, the pants below the ass, and the duct tape on his knapsack. He's getting ready. He's a hurdler. He's getting ready to jump the turnstile.
I think that's right. I heard something that they said that they're giving the cops more overtime to protect the subways.
Oh, right.
Look, this dog walks standing up.
Impressive. That
odd.
dog hunts.
That's weird.
So I don't know how we're doing on time.
Pretty well. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up pretty soon.
That's for sale on the corner up there.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we should wrap it up now, and
All right.
people are going to be able to join us in just a few minutes. On
Good.
the First Amendment Forum, we'll have an in-depth analysis of this and other crazy, stupid things. We got a lot of good stuff to look at.
I'm going to stay here, Jason.
Okay, all right. Thanks, everybody.